Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's ClaritySoft training webinar. I'm Susan Arnold, Implementation Specialist here at ClaritySoft. Today is June 8th, 2021, and our topic for today is using the document merge or document mail merge function in ClaritySoft. It's something that has been around for, I don't know, a little over a year and a half, and I'm not sure how many people are aware that it's there. So I thought it would be time to make everyone aware of it and give you some ideas on how you might be able to make it useful to yourself. So what we're going to cover, the document merge, what it is basically we call it a rich text editor, but it is a word clone. So it is basically a word processor that you can use to create documents, format documents, and pull the fields that are in the module into that document so that once you create the document template, you can then go to a record and create a new document based upon that template, and the data specific to that record will populate the merge fields. And then that document can be saved and emailed to the customer or client. So we're going to learn the technique for doing that. The document merge is available in the leads module, the accounts module, the contacts, opportunities, quotes, and sales. The only module where you cannot email from is accounts because there is no email address available in the account module. So it would be something that you could, if you needed to send it with information from the account module, then you could download it, save it as a PDF, and email it as an attachment, outside of ClaritySoft. But all the rest of them you can email directly from the module once you have created the document. So when you want to use it, some ideas for using it would be if you need to send things like non-disclosure agreements that need to pull data into the agreement form, contracts, other types of documents that you might be gathering, maybe kind of questionnaire type documents that you want to send out to people, or onboarding forms or things like that, that you want to be able to send out to people and have that data merged into the text of the document. You can even create proposal type documents. And the only drawback, because somebody's going to ask this question, is that the product and services tab where you put your product line items, if you're using that in ClaritySoft, they cannot be pulled into the merge document. You would have to use a quote template or a sales template. But in those templates, you can add lots of text. I'd say the one advantage to creating the document merge type of document is that when you create a new document for a customer, you are able to edit it. So you can start with the basic template, but then you can type additional text to personalize it or make it specific to that particular customer. That you cannot do in the quote templates and the invoice templates. So when you're looking at this today, you can kind of get your brain rolling around and thinking about how you could use it in your situation. I'm going to give you a couple of relatively simple examples, but I'm sure all of you will have your heads kind of thinking about ways you can use it as well. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. And one of the examples that I wanted to create today was just a simple, say, service agreement that you, just to show you how you can pull the data fields in. So what I have in my sales module, I have created in the record some fields here for a service contract date when it starts, when it expires, and what the renewal rate will be, okay? If I also wanted to pull in product information, I would have to have it in the record, not under the products and services tab. So that puts a little bit of a, strangle on it. But these are the fields that I want to pull into a service agreement, okay? And so what you do, and this is a little bit odd, but once you understand it, it's okay. When you want to create a new document template, you need to open a record. It does not matter what record you open, just any record in the module where you want to create the document. And then you come up here and click this little new document button. And that will give you a dialog box to say, well, what do you want to do? Create a new document. That would be one that's based upon a template or a new template. Well, we want to create a new template. As soon as you click that, then you have to give your template a name. So I'm going to call this service agreement. And then you click create. Here you get the rich text editor. And by looking at it, you can see that the toolbars up here are very similar to Word. Your file menu is different, but your home screen, you've got your typical formatting of text here and alignment and bullets and things like that, and then your styles. So that's all there. Insert lets you insert page breaks, tables, pictures, all of that, headers and footers. So if you just kind of go along the top here, you'll see that a lot of this is very similar. It's not as sophisticated as Word. So if you're a very strong Word user, you'll probably run into some walls and say, ooh, can't do that. But for the most part, you should be able to accomplish what you want. And then you have the references here for putting captions and things. You can create a table of contents, which is pretty cool, actually. And a lot of us don't know how to do that in Word, so you can do it in here. And then your mail merge function, this is where you're going to find all of your merge fields that are the data fields in your, in this case, sale record. So this will include the basic ClaritySoft fields plus all of the custom fields that you have added. So that's what you will do there. And then view, this is your, how you want to see it, different views, just like, again, you have in Word. So what you do is you have your nice blank document and you can type text. Well, in order to not bore you guys to death with my typing, I have pre-typed some text so we can copy and paste. Now, here's a hint. If you copy stuff from Word that is pre-formatted with bullets and things like that, or has tables, it comes in to here, but the bullets will not display as the bullets you have in Word. This editor does not read the bullets the same way, and so when you go to actually run your document to send, it will have these not bullet icons, but another weird kind of icon. So my suggestion is if you have the text in Word, get rid of all the formatting, just clear it all out, and then just copy and paste the plain text, and then do your formatting in this editor, okay? So I've got this service agreement here, and I can, select my text just like I do in Word, and I can make it bold and I can make it big, whatever size I want, and I can align it whatever way I want, all of that. And then I'm going to make this bigger too so you guys can see it. That'll help you a little bit. And then in here, I'm saying this is an agreement between Acme Company, my company, and what I want to do is pull into this position the name of the client's company. So this is where I would go to my merge, mail merge tab and my insert merge fields, and then I would pull in the account name and click insert. Now, one of the things you can do here is you can move this over here, and then you can go to the next location in your document where you want to pull in another field. So you don't have to keep closing, opening this window. So the next thing here, this is Acme Company, and the account for repair and replacement equipment installed on the premises at. And what I would like to have is the address 1. And then I can come over here and I'll skip address 2. I can do city, insert, and then put a comma, space, scroll down, find state, which is down here somewhere. There we go. Insert. And then I can do a couple spaces and then do the zip code. So you just, again, this works very similarly to Word. If you've used this merge type function in Word, it works the same way. So I'm pulling in the data. Okay, so I'm saying at this company, at this location. Then I have a sentence here, the service agreement starts on, and what I want to put in here is the service contract date. Insert that there, and is in effect for 1 year until service expire. Okay. And then they have the option to renew the agreement at a renewal rate of, and I have my renewal rate. So you can see if my data fields are filled in, I have that there. So I've inserted the fields that I want. And again, you can format things like if you wanted to say just bold. And you can use your keystroke commands like Control B and stuff like that that work in Word in here. Those do work. And if I even wanted to bold this too, what the heck? So you can format this any way you want, lay it out any way you want. Then down here, I want to add a signature line. Before I do that, I want to save this because I'm kind of a nervous saver all the time. So you go to the File tab, and then you see you have Save and Save As. Well, all you need to do is click Save, because if you remember when we were creating the document, we had to give it a name. So it already has a name. So all you need to do is click Save. And notice after I click Save, the button goes gray. So that indicates to me that I haven't made any changes that require me to save it, okay? But as I begin typing again, this button will become active. So it's kind of a nice visual cue for you that when you go there, if you see this is grayed out, it didn't recognize any changes that you made. If it's not, then you can click Save. So one of the things I wanted to do here to create a signature line is use a table to do that. And because if I start typing underlying characters and stuff like that, that gets all wonky, and you don't want to do that, and your lines will not be lined up properly. So you don't do that in Word, you don't do that here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here to Insert, and we have the table button just like in Word. So what I want is a 2-column table. I think 2 rows is probably fine for what I want to do. And I now have my table. And again, like in Word, when you're in the table, you have this little selector button to select the whole table. Okay. And what I'm going to do here is type and again, you can make this fancier. I'm just kind of doing this as an example. So I want that, but then I don't want all of these lines, all these border lines. So I can click to select the table, and then notice up here, just like in Word, you have your design tab for your table layout, and you have the layout of the table for inserting rows and columns. So that's very similar. And over here, I have borders. So I can say, actually, I want just this row. And I want no borders for those. And then on this row, I want, let's see, we'll go to no border, and then we'll go back to top border. So I have that. Now, if I wanted to be completely correct, I could add another column in here that's narrow and make it no borders in the middle. So I had a break in my line, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So I have my signature line that will stay nice, straight, and accurate from margin to margin. And then I do also want to add another table for the date. And I literally can have one, we'll do two. So I can have that, and I can put in date. Now, what you can do, just like in Word, you can grab your border line here and bring it over. Just resize your cell, even though the person's not going to see this. Okay. And then again, I can do my borders where I can say, I only want a border. I'll take no borders, and then I want one on the bottom only for my date. Okay, so that looks pretty nice to be able to do that. And the other thing that I want to show you here is, you know, in Word, you can have shading going across the whole page here, or the whole line for the paragraph. It's a little bit different in here. It's a button that you aren't necessarily going to find very easily. It's this button here that when you point to it, says change the background behind the selected paragraph. So it's not a shading button, but when you click on it, you have a bunch of colors, and you can go to custom colors too, where you get all the colors you want. So if I wanted a kind of blue, I can choose that. And again, you can type in an exact color if you're trying to match something, and that will do the background shading. Okay. If I did a dark enough color, I could also select my text here, and the colors for text are right here. So it's, again, a little bit hidden. So maybe I'll just do kind of a dark blue instead of the black. So you can change text colors. You can do everything that you need to do. All right. Now I go back to my file menu, and notice my save button is active again. So I want to click save, and then I can click exit. So what I've done is I have created my template. Now I want to create a document for South Shore Bankers that is their service agreement that will pull in their information. So I'm in the record, or I can go out of the record. Let's just pretend. and I look them up, or I can go to these guys here. Let's say we go to Moonstone Boutique, and I open the record, come up here to the document button, and now I have my saved template of service agreement. So click on it, and then you get a choice: create a new document from this template, edit the template, or delete it. Well, I want to create a new document. So this is going to be, now the name that will identify it and I would say maybe 2021-2022. Okay. And I click create. Now what happens is my service agreement is pulling the data in. So there's Moonstone Boutique, there's their address, there are the dates of their service agreement. I suppose it should be 2020 to 2021, and their renewal rate. So all the information now has pulled in, and my document is done. So again, imagine that this is some sort of a contract. Imagine, again, the kinds of documents you need to create like this all the time. That if you have the right data fields in your record and they're filled in correctly, then boom, this is done in like 3 seconds once it loads. And all I have to do, if I don't want to type something in here, now I can type additional information in here. Like I said, this is one of the advantages. I can type personal note or special note. Maybe they have some special situation. So I can type anything I want in here, and then I simply go to save it, exit it, and that document is now created. Now, where is the document? That's the next question. The document is now found under this Documents tab. So when I click on it, there is the one I just created, okay? And it tells you the date. So any document that you create using the templates that you've saved will be listed under this Documents tab, and you can have as many as you need. So I know sometimes people need to track all these different documents that they might be sending to customers, and they want to know if they've done it. Well, they can go right to the Documents tab and they can see it there. Now, another thing too, if you have quite a few, is to create perhaps a multi-select drop-down that each time you are sending a document or getting it back from people, you're checking it off in the drop-down so you can search and say, okay, how many people have sent this to us? That kind of thing. Because this isn't searchable, but you can go here and view it. And if you need to open it, you just simply click on the document to open it. And there it is. And you can see it has my extra text that I typed in there. You can print the document from here if you need to. So that capability is here, and you can also download it to a PDF. All right, so I've created that. Now I want to send it to my person. So I click on the Documents tab, come over here to my 3 stack lines, my row action button, and click on Email Contact. It will pull up. Now, my signature doesn't match my company right now. Let's see here. I'll just do Susan's signature. Yeah, okay. So I would have that there, and then I can have a template already made, like here's your current service agreement, blah, 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 blah. Or I can type, and I can put hello, and then again, to make it generic, so it works for everybody, I can put this in, and then I can say, attached is your current And you can type whatever you want, just like you would normally do for an email you're sending from ClaritySoft. Or you can insert a template. Once you create this, you can save it as a template so you can pull it up later. Your document is already attached down here. And when you're ready, you can simply just send it. Okay, since this is a fake email, I won't send it. But that's how you do that. So you can create the document and then email it to the customer right from here. Now, it might happen, I had this happen to me, that when you click on here, there is no email contact. And then you're sitting there thinking, why don't I have the option to email? Well, ClaritySoft is smart enough that if you do not have an email address somewhere in the contact record or in the contact record, it won't show you that you can email the contact. So if you have that happen where email contact is not here, then you need to go back to the contact record and add an email address. So that's just another heads up, okay? Because I had that happen to me and couldn't figure it out and had to call tech support, and it was, oh, duh, once they told me. Okay, so we've got that. So that's just a little service agreement sample from the sales module. You could send it from opportunities wherever it works, all righty? So now another question that may come up, or another issue, that documents tab. You might go to one of your modules to create a document, and then you try to find the documents tab and you go, well, I don't see it. Why don't I see it? What you do is in your list view for your module, you go over here to the vertical ellipsis button. And now in sales, it should show up automatically because there's no tab settings. Where you might not see it would be in contacts. So you go to vertical ellipsis and you see column settings and tab settings. And in tab settings, you have the ability to drag your tabs from one side to the other. So here, my documents is here, but if you're not seeing it in contacts, it might be over here and you just drag it across and then you'll see it, okay? And you don't have to log out after you do this. Like actually, I might wanna see my projects in here, okay? And I might wanna see my support. So I can stick those in. So you're able to do that. I think the other modules, you don't have tab settings, so that documents tab should already be there. All righty. Okay, now another one, I'm not gonna walk through creating this whole one, but show you how it can work. We just did an example of sending the document to one person at a time. You also can send these to multiple people at a time. For example, you might do a little promotional flyer or something like that, that if you don't have the marketing module and you wanted to create something, you don't want to use the email templates because you want to pull additional fields in to the document to send to people. You can, create it using the document merge. So I'm going to go here. Let's see. I'm going to pull up this list. And then I'm going to go in here to my record. And here is my document record. And I've already created a little promotional email or document just to kind of show you what you can do. So I'm going to edit the template first. So this is something that I created where you can insert graphics, okay? This is just lining up your text right justified like you do in Word and then putting the graphic in. And when you right click, you have the wrap text option, which I've done to square, okay? So the same functionality is there. So I can move this over here and this would send my text there. So because the text has to wrap around the item. And then I haven't really used too many fields here, just basically first name. And then down here, I've used the account name. So it's just a simple little promotional email or letter to send out that you can do. You know, you might have, I don't know, some sort of a welcome document, which you can do in the email templates too, but you might want to pull more fields in. That's the difference, is the email templates will only let you pull certain fields in, basic fields like name and address and stuff like that. Whereas if you're sending from a particular module, you can add additional fields that are custom to that module. And that might be what you want to do. So we have this, and then this again is another table that I created. And so I use the borders, just bottom borders, to create this effect of the lines. So this is a table creating the columns. Do that wherever you can. It's really easier to line up your text and keep it aligned. And so that's my little coffee promotional thing. And so I go to File. Now notice, because I moved my graphic around, it says save. It wants me to save it, which I will do. Okay. And so I've got my template. Now, what I want to do is I want to send this to multiple people. So I have a special list here that all the email addresses are accurate ones, they're all mine. And so I want to send this to a group of people. So I've already filtered the list of contacts, and I can select them all. And then I go to Actions, Create Documents. And then I'm doing all the records marked as checked. And then I can click on my template that I want. And you have a choice, email it or print it. If you print it, this is the same thing in Word. If you do a print, it will mail merge, you know, it'll do all the merges into the printed document. Here, this will go and basically print it to an email. So I want to email it. Just like, you know, when you do an email template, you get all of your text here, and your document is attached as a PDF. That would be the difference here. Now, in a email merge template, the text would all be up here, okay? Here, it does get attached as a document, which sometimes can cause problems on computer networks. They don't like attachments. So you might have to test this to see how it works. But anyway, you then would be able to, you know, if you had a template, email template created, you can insert a template here. And here's coffee specials. I'll just put that in. So here's, let's say I've already got that. It's already got that. And so they're, in a sense, they're getting the same thing twice, but you get the picture. So you would be able to put in your template, everything's set. And when I click send, then those 7 people are going to receive this email with my document attached. Also, underneath the Documents tab, you will see once the email sends, it will be listed here, okay? So it will show up under the Documents tab, not the Email or Closed Activities tab if you send it out using email templates. So it's just a way where you can create the document and then send it to multiple people. And you can do the same thing in opportunities. You've got under Actions, Create Documents. So if you were trying to send something out to people that had an opportunity at a particular level or stage or whatever, you could create the document and then send them all at once to the people. if you had a way to filter for them, okay? And the same thing in quotes and the same thing in sales. So hopefully your brain is kind of spinning around and saying, hey, this is kind of cool. I got some ideas for this, all right? Then the last one that I just wanted to show you real quickly, again, it's not really any different. Just maybe another thought or idea. Let's see, where am I? I'll go to quotations for this one. Again, to start a new template, you pick any record, doesn't matter, and just open that record and go to the new document, okay? Oh, this is one I did want to show you. This was a sample I created quite a long time ago for somebody. And this was copying and pasting bullets from Word. Now, you'll notice here, look, these bullets are okay, but hang on, these bullets are not. This is the funky thing that it does. If you copy and paste directly from Word, it changes your bullets into this. That's why get your text in absolute vanilla, no formatting, and then do the formatting in here. Now, what I did here with these is these were like this, and I selected them and I turned the bullets off and then I turned the bullets back on. So let's do that here. Okay. So I'm going to turn off, well, wait a minute, what is it doing? So I'm going to turn off the bullets. See, they're not even really registering up here. And I turn them on this way. Oh, we even get weird, even more weird here. That's even more strange than what I had before. But that's why I wanted you to see this. Let me see if I go this way. Does it work? No, it's still doing it odd. Anyway, if I save this, see, it's okay in the template. But if I create a new document based on the template, I'll just call it test. Notice what it did. My bullets went away. Here I got double things. That's real bizarre. Okay. So before you start doing this and you start pulling your hair out, just know, don't copy pre-formatted text from Word, because this rich text editor reads it differently than Word. And I've already gone through the dev team and there's nothing they can do about it. It's just the way this editor is. So make it very plain vanilla. But the reason I wanted to show you this one is to show you that you can create, all the text on your product. You can put pictures in, all that sort of thing. Now, as I said before, you can't put product items from the products and services tab. So what you would have to do is create a little table in here that would be your pricing table. So this would be for instances where, you're just putting in a few lines of pricing, not, 50 line items. You don't want to have to do that. You'd use the quote templates. But it just gives you an idea. This is not the greatest thing, but I created it as a sample for somebody. This is pulling in the company information. So it's there and you can do that. So that's, I don't know, I can create another new template. I'll just say, just call it quote template. But I think in general, in ClaritySoft, if you can create templates for your folks it sure saves them a whole lot of time if the templates are already made and all they have to do is pull it up, and it populates the information and it is already set and good to go. They're not retyping, they're not having to do anything. They just pull it in, they check it that it's A-OK, and off they send it. Whether it's quote templates, sales invoice templates, these merge documents, just I know people that have like 25 or 30 templates that they use. So it takes time to build them, but once they're built, the hours that you save having to recreate this stuff wherever you recreate it is amazing. And so this is just another one, just a little proposal where again, you just start formatting. I won't go too far with this because it's not, it's the same. I'm creating a new template. I'm formatting text and making it what I want. I want this right justified. I want to go to this border color and I want to add, let's do a green. So I just start working my way through. If I decide I want my text white, then I go here and I choose white text. And I just start going down through, and then I would insert my fields. So right here, prepared for, I would start inserting my fields and just push this over here and say, I want the account name, insert. You get the picture. And then I want the contact person, insert. And this is nice that you can leave the little window open and just kind of go down through. You can put the address in and so on and so forth. And then that's going to pull your data in. So I hope this gives you some ideas on how you can use this document merge. I think it's a nice feature. I know people that are using it, and they are using it creatively. So hopefully I've given you some ideas. I'm actually not keeping you for over an hour today, which is a good thing. So go back here to our PowerPoint, and thank you for being here. First of all, we had a nice sized group today, so everybody must be interested in this. And if you need any help with it, first of all, you can go to our knowledge base in ClaritySoft. You click on the question mark button in the upper right corner. Hold on, I'll just go there real quick. So you can go here, knowledge base, and then type in document merge. Oh, if you can type. And then you'll have CS Live mail merge. Okay. And then it will tell you how to create the templates here. So it walks you through the steps. And it's pretty simple. Once you created one and you know how to do it, basically you can do whatever you want with it. And then you might think of additional custom fields you might want in your records to be able to pull into these merged documents to help you create them. So if you need help, go to the knowledge base, or you can call our tech support team at 888-838-7487 extension 2, or email them at support@claritysoft.com. And if you're in quick start with Linda or myself, then you can ask us about it and we'll help you with it. And if you have any cool new ideas, I'm getting ready in the next 2 days to create the July and August schedule for webinars. And if you've got a topic that you really, really, really want us to do, send it to info@claritysoft.com and we'll incorporate it into the July or August schedule. So now's your time to speak up and tell us what you'd like to do. All right. So with that, go and have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll talk in a couple of weeks.